All right, so tonight we're going to do Rebel 100.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a Kentucky straight bourbon in Kentucky, obviously. And this one's really interesting. This was a recommendation by the folks over at Cork and Keg. And I was looking for some Weller at the time, and they said, "Well, we're not, we don't really have it in stock. It's hard to find right now. But if you like Weller, you're really going to dig the Rebel 100."
I'm very curious. Now, this is a wheated bourbon, isn't it?
It is a wheated bourbon. So wheat is part of the mash bill on this, along with the corn, and I think there's a little bit of a barley in there too. I don't think there's any rye.
Okay.
So, but I'm really excited to try this one.
Yeah, I'm very curious about this. I've seen it on the shelf. It's certainly easier to come across than Weller at the moment.
Yeah, it really is. Weller is just super hard to find. But I've also noticed that there's been a lot of trend toward, things like the Weller, the larceny.
Yeah.
The Rebel was, like I said, a recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
The bourbons are hot right now.
They really are, and that I got to be honest, that Weller was one that lived up to the hype. I've had a couple where it was but the Weller, I was really impressed with it. I can see why it's a hot commodity.
All right, well, let's get into this one.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this one it's got beautiful glass clink.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
that's
nice
legs
oils.
for days.
Yeah, really nice oils on that.
Yeah, that's going to have great palate cling.
I would think so. It's going to linger a bit. Mm.
Now the nose on that, I'm not getting a lot on the nose.
Yeah, it's not overpowering on the nose. Certainly not a lot of ABV on the nose.
Right, but I am getting like a bread influence, like a little like a little fermentation. When bread ferments a little bit,
Yep.
You're making like a sourdough or something like
No,
that.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm getting a little of that note, a little sweetness on there.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mm.
That's a really nice whiskey.
It really is. Now it's spicy, and it's really spicy on the back end.
Agreed. Yeah, it's pleasant on the front end. You really, for me, I'm appreciating the sweetness and the caramel and so on and so forth. And it's not until a little bit later on that suddenly the barrel spice and the ABV kind of kicks in. It's like, oh, there's something going on.
Well, I think this is 50% alcohol by volume.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I think it is.
It does not mask.
It's 100 proof, and you get it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not getting it on the palate. I'm definitely getting it on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not off-putting, but certainly present.
Yeah, it does have a very lingering finish.
Yeah.
And that it's like that spicy note is in there, and it just gets in your palate and just stays there.
Yeah. That said, the wheat certainly brings something interesting to the table on this one.
Yeah, I'm getting that bready influence, like kind of like a throughout this.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get a little bit of caramel, a little bit of
yeah.
sweetness in there. This is very sweet.
Yeah, the typical bourbon flavors are kind of offset a little bit by that grainy kind of wheat aspect that this brings to the table. And I really like it, actually. It's quite pleasant.
I really dig this one.
Yeah.
Great recommendation.
Indeed. Yeah, definitely sweet on the nose. And again, very little ABV on the nose.
But you really get it on the palate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
It's satisfying. It does have a little bit of a caramel note in there. Kind of takes a little while to get to it. Multiple sips kind of get you there.
It's not dull. I think this is pretty reasonable. I know it's easy to find. This is in the $20 to $30 price range, I would think.
Yeah, I think I paid $25 for that.
Okay, so I mean that's not out of line. At that price point, I think that's a very good whiskey.
It really is. I think it's a solid performer.
I think so. And yeah, while the ABV and the barrel spice certainly kind of kick in on the back end, again, for me, it's not to a point where it's off-putting.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of offers a counterpoint to the sweetness and those grainy notes that I'm getting up front.
This would hold up well to ice.
I agree.
It would hold up well to ice. Maybe a little water and would mellow that one out.
Yeah, I would be concerned about the barrel spice coming forward initially, but I think as it's allowed to sit and blend a little bit, yeah, that'd probably take that down a notch, and you just get more and more of that sweetness and perhaps the wheat notes.
But you know what's interesting though is with bourbons and everything, you know, where if you put water in Scotch, it'll
Oh, yeah.
amp it up. But with bourbons, I find sometimes it cools them off.
Yeah. Ice cube certainly works, and I could see this one doing very well with ice.
Yeah, let me just put a
Yeah.
drop of water in there.
Curious. I am curious. Really nice whiskey, though.
It really
I'm
is.
impressed. Something that's attainable, reasonably priced. Certainly not the strongest on barrel spice that I've had, but it's not.
Oh
lacking.
my word, that changes everything. The barrel spice is tamped way down now, and I'm actually picking up a caramel note in there.
Oh wow, you're not kidding.
Now I'm really getting that
Ooh.
caramel, that
It's like a candy
vanilla.
sweetness comes up too.
Yes, yes.
Oh
You know,
man.
like a Werther's.
If you're not adding water to this one, you're missing out.
All right.
Holy cow, what a difference. I think that just bumped the score up a little bit for me.
I think so. I think ice on this or water would
Oh
just
yeah.
would be the way to go with this one.
Yeah. I think I personally, for me, I'd steer away from the ice because I'd be afraid of it muting my palate a little bit, and there's some really nice flavors I wouldn't want to miss out on it. I think the water works perfectly with that. The barrel spice is there, but it gets just dulled down a little bit, and you get more of those sweet notes. Absolutely fantastic, and I think I'm getting a little bit more of what the wheat brings to the table too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Wow.
I get a little more earthy note in that.
Yeah, really good recommendation. Big props to the guys at not Turtle Creek. That was
Cork and Keg.
Cork and Keg this time. So yeah, really big props to them, man. That was a good call.
All right. So what do you scale this one at?
I'm going to do 3.5 on this one.
Yeah,
I was
with you.
thinking 3 before, but once we put the water in it, I'm going 3.5 on that. That's a really nice whiskey.
Yeah, I think before the water, I would give that a 3,
Yeah.
and then after the water, I would give that like a 4.
I'm right on the edge of going 4. Right now, I'm going to stick with 3.5. But yeah, it's up in that neck of the woods, no doubt. Wow, yeah, I'm picking up a bottle of that.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Really good whiskey, man.
I'm enjoying that one.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, we certainly did. We'll catch you on the next one.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.